My name is Damali Sali and I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner. The Ideation Corner is a space where ideas are discussed and dissected. And today I host Innocent Orikiriiza, who is the founder and CEO of Kacyber Technologies. Innocent, you're very welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me about what is Kacyber Technologies? What is it that you do?
Yeah, so our company is a transportation tech startup. We build ticketing systems for buses, trains, and ferries. Our flagship product is a ticketing system that is actually working for the Uganda and Africa commuter train and serves a few bus companies, including Starlink, Highway, and Maraika coaches. Yeah, we were incorporated in 2016 and we launched our product in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, so to date we've been going through the waves of COVID, being that our target sector is public transport. Yeah, we're trying to recover and be in business.
Okay. So you were affected a lot during the COVID times. You couldn't, well, there was no movement.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So tell me about the ticketing. If on a Starlink bus, how does it work?
Yeah, so our system is simple. It basically replaces the manual receipt book. We provide a point of sale machine that has an application that does the ticketing business. So the conductor or the booking clerk will have that machine. They key in the information of the journey and issue a receipt to the passenger.
Okay. So if I'm in the bus area, is it Arua Park?
Yes.
I go to Arua Park, I'm a passenger. I get to the bus, I give the conductor money, then they put this into the system, the information that Damali Sali is going to Arua, she's paid me 5,000 shillings, and then I get a receipt.
Automatically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I walk onto the bus.
That's true. Yeah, but the beauty is what we provide is that the receipt you get is authentic, plus it can be verified along the road. Yeah, but besides that, the system collects all the information and sends data to the back end for the bus company managers to have the audit trail of your journey.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the end, it minimizes income leakages from convenience of staff and maybe passengers. So the people, the bus people, they collect more money. Yeah.
So if I'm the MD say of Starlink, even if I'm sitting in my office, I know there are 10 buses on the road. This is how much money they've collected.
From each bus.
From each bus.
You actually know who is seated on which seat and how much they paid. And
oh, you know Damali is sitting in the back seat and
paid this much, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. So how many bus companies are you providing the service to?
Yeah, so since 2019, we've piloted our system with 12 bus operators across Africa, signed 7 contracts. Due to COVID, we are maintaining 3 bus operators now active on our system, plus the Uganda and Africa Corporation's commuter train.
Okay.
Yeah.
But since now we are, okay, I don't want to say post-COVID because COVID is forever, but the world is moving on to accept COVID is here to stay. Do you think these other bus operators are going to come back?
Yeah, they're already back in business, but it's about now how we approach them to market our service.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the key ones are Crossborder. They haven't resumed normally, but at least there are some buses moving. The local ones are also our target clients. Yeah, we look forward to having more engagement with them to interest them with our system because it surely minimizes income leakages and increases operational efficiency.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we were speaking earlier, just before we came on here, you told me the routes. What are the main routes that these bus companies that you're working with? Yeah,
so to date, we've piloted on link buses. They go to Fort Portal, Kacyber, Mobende, and I think even Arua. Yeah, we haven't managed to close a deal yet, but the active ones who have a contract or running contracts with are actually Starlink, Highway, and Maraika coaches. They go the western route up to Kisoro, Chihihi, and Gwindi.
Okay.
Yeah, all the way through, of course, Mbarara, Tungamo, all that.
Okay. Yeah. That's a lot of buses because I usually, when I'm going using that route, there are so many buses that are going from Kampala all the way to that side. And then you also mentioned you're providing the same ticketing, point of sale ticketing on rail.
Yes, the commuter train.
Where is it?
Yeah, that commuter train, most people, even those in Kampala, don't know about it.
Yeah, I don't.
But interestingly, it ferries a lot of people from downtown, the head office of the Uganda Railways Corporation, and goes up to Namave. It passes through Nakawa, Chireka, Nambole.
So that rail line is actually working.
Yes,
Like the
yes,
one
yes.
in the trucks, they're working.
Yeah, it's working, but of course, a train has a schedule. So we have morning route and evening route.
Okay.
You don't see it at midday, you know. And the aim of that project is to decongest the city, so it works during the peak hours of the day. It works from Monday to Friday. Yeah.
So you're working in this aspect. Kacyber Technologies is working with the Uganda Railway.
Yes.
For the ticketing process.
Yes.
Then Uganda Railway automatically knows the revenues is collected even in the morning route alone.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you had also mentioned that the other component is ferries. Yes.
Our system is ready for ferry ticketing. It's really, ferry is nothing very different from a train when you look at it from the technical aspect. So we've tailored it to be able to be used for doing the same operations on a ferry, and we are looking forward to having some of the ferry clients on board, including the ministry's MV Karangala. Because in that aspect, it would now solve some of the key issues we've been seeing. The overloading, especially, because the system knows how many people you have on board, and knows how many vehicles or border you have on board. So that would like increase also the safety of the vessel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your system is really, it's not like you would have to develop a totally separate system. The same system you're using for the bus can be applied to a ferry.
Yeah, it will just be a separate installation on their own servers. Yeah, the technology is the same. We own it. It is inbuilt. So we basically tailor that to support the ferry business.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you had mentioned that you're in, not just in Uganda. Which other African countries are you serving?
Yes, we have scaled a bit into the Senegal market. We are currently piloting our system with one bus company there called Alhaza. And because, of course, we have a local director there who is scanning more business opportunities for us. We think it's like a launchpad for us to enter the Francophone market. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Then you talked about another component of what you do. It's not just passengers. What about the cargo?
Yes, so the system we provide does passenger ticketing and luggage ticketing. Yeah. However, we've also seen the need for us to connect the first mile and last mile business for those people who are willing to, interested in sending goods up country or bringing things from up country. So going forward, we'll be looking into scaling a service of helping businesses to like send luggage up country without being inconvenienced. So we'll take on that that service, pick from your office, for example, take the bus, and coordinate very well with the buses to make sure your thing reaches the final destination. Okay,
so it could be like DHL, but for our up-country places.
Yes, we are thinking not in that context.
I know. It's all right. I just wrote up the thing that naturally.
Yeah, but we want to cross that gap because we see it. When someone wants to send like a package up country, they always don't know even which bus goes there.
Yes.
Or when is it leaving? Who could they trust with the parcel or the package? So we come in as an intermediary, to provide some transparency and some convenience, both sides.
Because also, most times I do a lot of travel in Uganda, and then when I'm traveling there, these roadside markets, and you buy this really tasty stuff on the roadside. Like I buy honey in Konakamten, that's the best honey I've ever had. And then I come with it and then it gets finished. But I can't be traveling to Konakamten every time.
See that?
I would like to be able to order for it.
Exactly. Yeah. If we know where your honey that you desire is, then we would arrange for its pickup and we'll bring it to your place.
Oh, that's a service.
As long as it is within Uganda. We feel like we have the key connections and resources to provide value alongside that need.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is something you're looking into. It hasn't developed yet.
We've done some pilot. Yeah, but we are still figuring out a few things in the business aspect, and we shall be improving along the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Agriculture is a big thing.
Yes.
Are you looking to partner with, say, a company in Arua that has maybe pineapples that could send them to Kampala instead of them getting ripe?
Yeah, so actually one of our pilot clients is an agribusiness marketplace. For now, we're helping them to send like the inputs, fertilizers, the pesticides up country, hoping when the right season comes, we shall now receive the products into Kampala.
You do the whole chain.
Yes.
And what are you thinking of the current environment or the current logistics generally, moving of goods and people, environment in Uganda? Because we're getting a lot of you guys who are in fintech say safe border, but it's mostly in Kampala.
Yeah, I get so transport and logistics is a very big sector, and because by nature Ugandans, not only Ugandans, Africans, we are traders. We can't avoid movement of goods and people, not at any time. And in that aspect, we also must have the payment aspect. So transport, logistics, and fintech must be on high agenda. And that's why you see most companies coming into that space, and everyone has something to do there because it's a big market. I believe the existing players have done something, but there's still a big gap where we can come in and do better.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is Kacyber's next plans?
Maybe before our next plan, when we talk with the government officials, when we talk with the people in governance, we realize that on top of the agenda is job creation. So we are looking into how can we create decent jobs, or how can we improve what is there, to guarantee decent jobs. In the transport sector, we train and skill the conductors and the clerks to use the e-ticketing system that we provide. But then on the other side of our business, we are partnering with international partners to run a business process outsourcing service that is focusing on IT recruiting. Yeah, just of recent, as I earlier talked about it, we pressed 10 IT recruiters to help our American partner source candidates in the US. Yeah, and we believe that is an addition to the jobs that we create. Yeah, and maybe later along the road, we shall be integrating our capacity within the BPO cycle. Yeah, to see how to tap into that gap.
Okay. You mentioned that earlier, and it's a big thing, but you explain it in very few words. I wish you could elaborate on it.
Okay, so here is the thing. Our partner, let me say Viginetic, that's a company in the US. They have contracts with companies like PwC, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Citibank, etc. In America, as we said, people don't want probably to work too hard, especially for the desk work. So they offload that part to us. Then we help in sourcing, screening, and recommending potential candidates to our partners' clients. Yeah, that solves a workload issue. From 600, for example, from 600 potential candidates, we have to screen and reach out to at least 430 candidates. Out of that cycle, we have to find the best 90 candidates.
Out of 430?
430. How to find the best 90 candidates. Those we recommend to the American partner, and he will select the best 3 candidates. And he will send those 3 best candidates to the client, let's say Johnson & Johnson, for interview. Yeah. Do you see our value in that cycle?
Yeah, it's high because you save them the time of having to screen from 600 to 9.
Yeah, actually that's our KPI. At least one HR in our team in a month has to screen at 600 candidates.
Wow. This is reading 600 CVs, contacting, and then, you know,
finding out that they have the capacity, they are who they are saying to be, they are who they, their CV says they are. Then doing your background check, due diligence, and recommending them. And
since you're out here, the kind of due diligence you do, it's all online. It's all online due diligence.
Very true. Everything we do in this program is online. We have the licenses for the tools we need. Yeah, we basically just need laptops and the internet.
And then you create jobs here, jobs that wouldn't want to be, well, they're very time consuming. You're reading 600 CVs. It's a lot.
In a month.
In one, yes. But still, 600 CVs in a month. Wow. And also, how many jobs have you created now in Uganda for that?
Yeah, that's 10. And among that, we have 8 women and 2 men.
It's a good metric. So maybe a lot of this BBO work will be giving more women more jobs, more employment.
Yeah, this is key. Maybe by nature, the human resource industry is more attractive to female gender.
Yeah.
But then, because of the tech bit that comes in with our needs, we need those quality HR people who are skilled, satisfy the needs that our projects require.
Because you're mostly just using tech.
Yeah, we're using tech, and actually even the 2 boys we have, the engineers, not HR. But the female are all HR.
Okay. But who use tech?
Sorry?
The HR who use tech.
Who use tech, who not tech. Actually, it spans across sectors. We have the tech in terms of, let's say, enterprise systems. We have the tech in terms of programming, developer ops, cybersecurity, and we have specific niche like medicine, medical affairs. Yeah, when you talk about Johnson & Johnson being one of our partners clients, that's a very specific niche. You could be looking for an IT manager of Johnson & Johnson, but that IT manager is going to be different from an IT manager of MTN because the requirement of the underlying industry are a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah.
And say if you get that job order, these HR people who are screening have to be looking for those specific things in these CVs. Very
specific, and sometimes the specifics are not even on the job order. You get to be told by the account executive on the US side. They actually tip you that in addition to the job order,
by the way,
we may need someone of this quality. We coordinate with them much. We basically do a daily call every day.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So that would be to the point. Yeah.
So nothing can be messed up. And you were telling me earlier that especially during the lockdown, this part of the business was moving.
Yes.
So it's an area that is of potential growth, you think?
Yeah, it's an area of high potential growth, and I think the government has seen it. And personally, I'm exposed to the environment in Asia, and I always look at this scenario of Israel, which is among the top, the big countries with small land. But when you look at what took them there, it's basically tech. I believe Uganda can leverage the same opportunities from that aspect of business process outsourcing. Not to steal, but to attract some jobs from abroad, and we do them here, or serve some people directly when we're here, leveraging technology. Yeah.
Because I feel like there's so much more we can now do, especially the world is now much more open to, you don't need to have you don't need anyone in an office to do certain jobs.
No.
So you can outsource them to countries where the labor is cheaper.
It's not just about cheap labor, where you have the right skills.
Yes.
Yeah. To do the job.
Yes, because they have to have the skills to actually do the work. Yes.
Yeah. So, our company is a tech company. So, ideally, we have a global team. I collaborate with people in Senegal. One of our chief designer, she's actually in Portugal. Yeah, we staff 2 people in India, and we have our initial CTO in China.
Wow.
So it's not something new to us. We've done it for the past 3 years, and we know it's doable to work in that nature.
Yeah. This was even before COVID. You guys were already using technology
Since
anyway.
inception, we've been working globally.
Okay.
With those global teams. Yeah.
Interesting. So do you think this is something that we as a country can take on even more, like strategically think through how can we make Uganda a BPO space?
Certainly. There's a whole council for finding out the best ways for that, recently put in place by the Ministry of ICT. Yeah, I'm sure if we give them time, within a year, we'll see a lot of developments alongside that direction.
Okay.
Just, I think for information, they are supposed to have a tour to the Dubai Expo. Yeah, and they are selecting some innovators and BPO practitioners in Uganda.
Kacyber technology.
Hopefully they're selected. We were shortlisted. Hopefully
They should.
So that tour maybe will be like a learning tour. Yeah, to see how we can do better, attract more BPO services here. Yeah.
Okay.
It's even the president himself has talked about it.
Yeah.
He says among the core sectors to look at, I think there's agriculture. Yeah. Then manufacturing, I think, then ICT. So I think it's among the top 4.
It's on the top 4.
Yeah, so
agriculture is always there.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Well, that's good. So do you see Kacyber technologies moving more into the BPO services? Okay, of course, you can't leave your normal bread and butter because it's there. You've already developed it anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Certainly, taking pivots along the way is not something you can dream of. Yeah, but we are very committed to our vision, which is to make seamless mobility a reality. We just feel we can also do something in BPO. Yeah, and you know, since it's tech, we are still best positioned to be one of the players in that service,
in tech,
in that sector.
Okay.
Yeah, BPO tech.
Yes, actually, you're still at tech. You're doing BPO, but more tech.
Yes.
BPO.
Yes.
I usually look at cross-border trade. Is that something you're considering? Because it's huge.
Oh yeah, I think for us, because of technology, we don't see the borders sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, our system as of today can be used by anyone in any part of the world.
The world?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as we have an agreement that this is company A, which are going to provide the service, and we have their KYC, we can make configurations and they just start to use the system from wherever they are. Okay. Then, for example, in Senegal, when we went into that market, the only thing we had to do is to translate the system into their language, French.
Yeah.
It didn't mean we had to build the system. Yeah, we just had to translate.
Translate. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then on their side, they would just have to add cities. Because it's a point-to-point scheduled kind of system. Add cities, add time zone. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Those are the only changes that had to happen.
Yes. So we see we don't see the borders really. So we are ready to engage across the whole market, looking at Africa as our target market, of course.
Yeah, the first launch pad.
Yeah.
But say I'm in DRC, I could partner with you and say, you know, Kacyber Technologies has this thing. Let me partner with them and then deploy it.
Very well. And actually,
DRC.
we are very interested in DRC.
I know. I am very interested in DRC. It's it has a huge infrastructure gap, but especially whenever there are gaps, that's when you really need these
technologies.
That's when
the opportunity is big.
Yeah. They help ease the movement, at least. Because I'm thinking that if I'm, say, I am a seller of hair products in Kampala, but I've got someone who would like to order for them in Kinshasa. I could call Kacyber Technologies and then say, guys, can you pick them up and deliver them to that person in Kinshasa? Yeah,
we have SR Classics. It's a bus that goes there. We know where they go.
From Uganda all the way to...
Actually, it does cross East Africa. They go to Tanzania as well. So we can get things from Kampala to Kinshasa using our known partners like SR Classics.
Is this something you're currently providing now?
It's something we can do.
You should do it. No, because I'm a trade expert and you would not believe how much cargo.
We've piloted on that bus. It basically takes cargo. They actually converted most of their buses into cargo.
Yeah, like there's more money to make moving the cargo than the passengers. Yeah.
It's among the 12 buses we piloted with. We have a machine in Kinshasa. Yeah. I think one day when the things are good, they will take the system.
Oh, I'm glad you knew that, because also there's a lot of with South Sudan, and it's usually the smaller bits, and a lot of women are involved in this informal, like cross-border trade for smaller packages. Okay. We do that. There's a lot of money in cargo, smaller parcels, cargo movement across all the borders.
I believe you. That's cool.
I'm glad that you're actually moving into that. Yeah. Because it would help if I had, like, I could sell my stuff. I just go on Instagram, post it. And then someone in Kinshasa orders it, or Juba, or, you know, and then I'm like, Kacyber, hi, pick this up. And that's it.
That's the game that Amazon, that's the opportunity that Amazon actually leveraged. Yeah, they do well the e-commerce. They know logistics.
Yes,
they manage to connect continents.
Yeah. And they've been able to do that.
Yeah.
You know, amazingly.
Yeah.
So I was saying, I did ask, we're almost just have 5 minutes left on this.
Okay.
And I was asking, so where do you see the Kacyber technologies? Where is it going? What are your visions, or do you have anything you'd like to emphasize?
Yeah, so if things are fair, we want to bring accountability and transparency in transport sector using our system. Then along the road, we shall make seamless mobility a reality, since it's also the vision of the Ministry of Works and Transport. Then if things are not fair, we shall attempt to do it somewhere else.
In a different location.
In a different But our launchpad being Uganda, we really want to do our best and work alongside the stakeholders to achieve our vision.
Yeah. Because in fact, before we came on, I was asking, are you in taxis? Because you're on buses, you're on rail, you can do ferry. Yes. But what about taxis? Because taxis are more. There are more taxis.
Yeah, more and complicated. Yes. But we could try later, maybe intercity taxis. Yeah, these intracity taxis need a whole new thinking.
So intra is taxis operating within Kampala, within Jinja, within Gulu.
Yes. The inside one, the ones of stop here, stop there, just in a minute, just stop again. Systems don't work with confusion sometimes. You need some organization. So somehow we feel someone has to do a lot to bring in that organization, then those systems could work.
Are there no taxis where you can only say from, okay, one day Kamacha is quite short, but they are not, we don't have
one day
like it's a long distance, but there are no stops. We don't have that where it's not going to stop.
You see, as I know, as long as the taxi doesn't have passengers to roll with, it will stop.
Yes, it has to pick up.
It has to.
But then you were saying that intercity, say a taxi that does Kampala Arua.
Kampala Jinja. Let's use the feasible one.
Okay, Kampala. There is no Kampala Arua?
That's too far for a taxi.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a route for buses mostly.
Okay, Kampala Jinja.
Yes.
That one, you can fill in your point
of... We can. Okay. Yeah, we can bring in our accountability tools. We bring in the booking aspect. Yeah, so there is value add. Yeah, but then taxi moving from City Square to Nakawa, we may not have much value add there. Yeah, because of the nature.
It may be more expensive. How many tickets are you going to print out?
Somehow.
Yes.
Yeah, or even the convenience.
Yeah.
To deploy that system, monitor. Okay, maybe it is something we could think about, but not for now.
Not for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Innocent, thank you so much for your time. I hope I didn't cut you off when you were trying to finish the most important things. But thank you so much for your time and being on the Ideation Corner.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.